I deliberately dripped strong liquor into the old man's eyes, but I didn't do it to hurt him. I just wanted to test whether he was truly blind, because every night, as I was about to sleep, I could feel a pair of eyes staring at me from outside the door. But strangely, whenever I went to check, there was never anyone there, only a new little hole in the door. That meant someone really had been peeking through it. But in this entire house, only the old man and I lived. If it wasn't him watching me, then who could it possibly be? So I dropped the liquor into his eyes to test him. When he didn't react at all, I assumed I had just been overthinking. But to my surprise, a new hole had appeared in the window. Realizing something was definitely off about the old man, the next day, I deliberately tried to mislead him in the wrong direction, but he still showed no reaction. To finally find out who was watching me, I prepared a dagger that night. When I heard footsteps outside the door, I flung it open. But there was still no one outside. Feeling that I might be haunted by a ghost, I went to see a priest the next day and told him everything strange that had been happening. But the priest thought that I was just making excuses to avoid caring for the old man properly. Disappointed, I went home. But when I was getting ready for bed that night, I heard footsteps outside the door again. Another hole had appeared in the door, and as the days went by, more and more holes began appearing. I was too afraid to lie down and sleep. I could only stare at the holes in the door. Then suddenly, the hallway light went out. Terrified, I quickly locked the door. But then, I shut my eyes in fear. When I opened them again, the old man was gone. Before I could figure out what had happened, footsteps echoed again in the corridor. I couldn't take it anymore. I decided to find out who it really was. So I went to the old man's room and poked a hole through the window. It was pitch dark inside. I couldn't see a thing. So I raised my oil lamp and looked through the window again under its glow. A sharp pain pierced through my left eye. The old man opened the door, staring at me with burning fury, and then I realized something horrifying. The old man's eyes were glowing. That meant he could see all along. Feeling betrayed, I drove the knife straight into his neck. Then I shut the door tightly and began disposing of the body, to leave no evidence behind. I started boiling soup in the kitchen. Suddenly, there was a frantic knock at the door. It was the priest. He had sensed the old man was in danger, so he came to check on him, to keep him from noticing anything strange. I lied, saying the old man was already asleep, but the priest insisted on seeing him. I had no choice but to invite him inside, planning to kill him too. But before I could act, I suddenly noticed the holes on the door were gone. Then a dark shadow appeared inside the room. I was terrified, because I had already dealt with the old man. So who is that figure inside? Before I could react, the hallway lights went out completely, and the priest beside me had vanished.